All right, so here's a few news articles. San Francisco is going to change all the names of schools that refer to Washington or Lincoln. So this is the kind of stuff that the rest of the world thinks San Francisco does, and sometimes we do it. A friend of mine had an immediate response, which I tend to agree with, which is, you could argue Washington, but why would you take Lincoln off? Lincoln isn't a hero? Anyway, so there's this thing has been all over Twitter. So a Reddit group decided to pump up GameStop, and main investment companies said GameStop was going to fall, and they were shorting the stock. So a bunch of Redditors decided to buy the stock, and they pushed it up to like 7 times what the price was 2 weeks ago, and huge people are freaking out. And now they're doing it to other companies too, and various people are getting upset. This is something that Scott Galloway has been talking about for months. The result of the pandemic is that there's an enormous number of people trapped at home, and there's an app called Robinhood that makes it very easy for young people and people that know nothing about investing to start investing. So there's a large amount of just stupid investors right now that just buy random things based on a meme or something. And so there are a lot of bizarre price moves that don't make any sense. And it's, of course, frustrating to the professionals. So anyway, people are freaking out and talking about all these other things that are getting pushed up by sort of flash mobs. And whether that should be illegal or they should do something about it, people are sort of freaking out. It certainly upsets the professional investors that feel like they know the rules. This is the problem with all the economics I've come across. Economics tend to assume that people are logical and do rational things to maximize their money. And then people often do things that are not very rational. And it's very hard to analyze and predict that and plan how to deal with it. So it has become very clear, as we can't get the answers to things, there's been no keeping track of the vaccine. They don't know how many vaccines the federal government received. They don't know how many the state received. They don't know how many was actually used to deliver to people. They don't know where it went. It is just a mess. There is no organized way to report any of that. The states don't have any organized way to report it back to the feds, and all the hospitals and places they give it to in the states have no organized way to keep track of what they're doing with it. So, this is pretty ridiculous, and hopefully they'll get it straightened out. This is a lot like our distribution of personal protective equipment and COVID tests. All these things just didn't happen in any organized way at all in America. So everybody was very frustrated who tried to get these things. This is an interesting story. This guy on Twitter says there's been a news article that came out about a North Korean hacker group, I think targeting security professionals. So this guy somebody contacted him. The name of James Willie, saying they were working on a 0-day, which is an exploit they're developing. And then they gave him a Visual Studio project so the webpage is blank. Oh, it is, isn't it? That's strange. I see what you're saying. How rude. Well, let me try a new share. This happened to me yesterday. It strangely cut out. All right, I'm going to stop the share and restart it. This happened yesterday. It strangely cut out for some of my tabs, and then it did this garbage where I started screen sharing. All right. I don't remember how I got around. I think it eventually just started working yesterday when I just tried it a few times. Let me make a new window, and let's try dragging this down here. All right, and let's see if I can share that one. Share this one. And it's doing it again. It says it started screen sharing, but it won't do it. All right. This is the problem with these things. Let's try sharing a whole desktop. See if it'll do that. Ooh. Won't do that either. This looks like a pretty serious bug in my. Let's try sharing this desktop. Well, Yeah, I might have to stop the whole Zoom session and restart it. Last time I was able to make it work somehow. Let me try sharing a different app. Won't let me share anything. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. I'd like a student that's willing to share something. Is a student that can share something from their desk? Put something in the chat. Let me know if you're willing to try that.
I can share my desktop.
Okay, who are you?
Uh,
Shannon?
Shannon, yes.
Okay, good. Let me make you a co-host and you can try sharing. Let's see if that works. All right. You should be able to share something now. Let's see if you can do it. Other than that, I'm going to have to stop and come back.
1 second, I have to permission it through systems.